I was the only one who said no. We all lived together in that oversized, overpriced New York apartment with cracked ceilings and dreams that felt heavier than our suitcases. Emily, Brooke, and I had come to the city chasing the same thing: runways, casting calls, and our faces on billboards instead of subway ads. When Emily announced she had gotten an Ozempic prescription, it felt less like a medical decision and more like a career move. They asked me if I wanted in. I told them no. I said I wanted to do this the slow way, the normal way. Emily laughed and said normal was for girls who did not make it. At first, it looked harmless. Emily and Brooke decided to share the prescription to save money. They made a chart on the fridge with days, doses, and target weights written in red marker. They called it accountability. They said it was support. I watched them inject each other in the bathroom mirror like it was some twisted bonding ritual. The changes came too fast. Their meals grew smaller until they were more symbolic than real. Half an apple split 3 ways, black coffee for dinner. If one of them lost more weight in a week, the other would smile too tightly and start counting calories out loud. What started as encouragement turned sharp and quiet, like a blade you did not see until it cut you. Emily became obsessed with control. She hid food in her room and accused Brooke of sneaking snacks at night. I would hear her pacing, weighing herself over and over, the scale scraping against the bathroom floor. Brooke reacted differently. She grew secretive. I caught her once in the bathroom, injecting herself on a day that was not hers. She looked at me like a trapped animal and begged me not to say anything. They started watching each other's bodies like enemies. Their fingers dug into each other's waists, and their eyes lingered too long on each other's collarbones. Compliments became accusations. "Your thighs look thinner," meant "you stole from me." They stopped sleeping at the same time and stopped trusting the air between them. I tried to intervene. I told them they were scaring me. Emily said I was jealous. Brooke said I did not understand what it took to survive in this industry. One night, I heard them fighting behind the bathroom door, arguing over milligrams like it was life or death. That was when I realized it was. I started locking my door at night, not because I was afraid of strangers, but because I was afraid of the girls I had moved here with. The city outside was brutal, but what was happening inside our apartment was worse. I had watched ambition turn into obsession, and obsession rot into something hungry that never knew when to stop. I found Brooke on a Thursday morning, the kind of gray New York morning where the light never fully comes in through the windows. The bathroom door was half open. I remember thinking the scale was in the wrong place, tilted like it had been kicked. Then I saw her. Brooke was collapsed on the tile, one arm twisted under her, her face pressed sideways against the cold floor. Her eyes were open but empty, staring past the base of the toilet like she was still waiting for a number to appear. I screamed until my throat burned. Emily came running, barefoot, hair wild, swearing she had no idea what happened. She kept repeating the same sentence over and over, rocking back and forth in the hallway while the paramedics worked.
It wasn't her day. It wasn't her dose.
She sounded more confused than scared, like the rules mattered more than the body on the floor. I had to call 911 because I wanted to know what happened to Brooke. Emily swore she never touched Brooke's medication. She cried, begged, and clutched at my arms like I could confirm her innocence just by standing there. For a moment, I almost believed her. Almost. But then the cops showed us the footage. We always knew that there were cameras in our apartment for basic safety, but never really cared until that day. Emily watched it with me, her face draining of color as the screen played. It was on the hallway camera outside the bathroom, time-stamped at 3:17 a.m. Emily's door opened slowly. She stepped out barefoot, eyes half-lidded, and movements stiff and unnatural. She walked into the bathroom carrying the injector. Minutes later, the camera caught her reflection in the mirror through the open door. She leaned over Brooke's body, whispering.
You're ahead of me.
She said softly, almost lovingly.
I can't let you win.
Emily collapsed, screaming when the video ended. She kept saying she did not remember any of it. The doctors later called it a psychotic episode, worsened by starvation, sleep deprivation, and obsession. The law still called it murder. Emily was sent to a mental institution, handcuffed and shaking, her bones jutting out like she had already started disappearing. I never went to see her again. The apartment feels haunted now. Not by Brooke's death, but by the girls they used to be. I threw out the scale. I scrubbed the bathroom floor until my hands bled. But sometimes, I still see her there when I close my eyes. Sometimes, I hear the whispering. I'm relieved I never took the injections. That relief sits heavy in my chest, tangled with guilt and fear. Because at night, when I finally sleep, I dream of charts on the fridge and numbers that never stop dropping. I dream of waking up with a syringe in my hand and no memory of how it got there. And I wake up wondering how close I came to becoming just another body beside the